Hey guys, Catherine here from Gastric Sleeve Diaries. Today is my 13-week update and is actually my real 3-month surgiversary. So I think last week or the week before I thought it was my 3-month surgiversary, but it wasn't, so that is today. I started the journey at 5'10", 290 pounds. Had surgery May 3rd. I am now down to 221 pounds, which is a 69-pound total loss, and 2 pounds since last week. So pretty happy with that. Yeah. So this week I was actually traveling a lot. They last minute sent me out to Kentucky and Ohio for a few days. So I was doing that, and then when I came back to celebrate my husband taking the bar exam, we spent a couple days in Boston. So kind of a crazy few days trying to pack food to have while you travel. I had taken with me string cheese gets kind of warm when you're traveling in the summer, so I had little 100-calorie packs of nuts and some protein bars. Probably should have brought more of them. Then tried to eat, salads and eat the meat off them and some of the veg. But it's a little more difficult. I think there's a learning curve with traveling and eating since you get, after getting the surgery. Yeah, so today wasn't a very good day in terms of eating. For the first time I had kind of more carby stuff than I have. We went to a brewery. I didn't have any beer, but I did have a bit of a pretzel, and then for breakfast we just stopped at this coffee place which only really had pastries, so I had a decaf iced coffee and a little bite of a pastry. I had a yogurt, but then it got really warm in the car and got ruined. But yeah, one thing, I don't know if you guys have this happen, but now that I'm not drinking anymore, because with the MGH program we can't drink for a year because of bariatric alcoholism, I guess. There's a huge percentage of bariatric patients who become alcoholics, and they think that it's, especially if you drink within the first 3 or 4 months, you can develop it. But to be safe, I guess they just have us not drinking at all for the first year. But because of that, everybody thinks I'm pregnant. And some people, I tell them, oh, actually, it's because I had weight loss surgery. But I don't want to tell everybody that, so it's just kind of awkward because I think they think I'm lying. But anyway. One thing, though, traveling on the airplanes, having lost, nearly 70 pounds, so much more comfortable. The arm rail, whatever that's called, actually goes down. My leg fat doesn't push it up, so that's really awesome. I'm not struggling to just about close the seatbelt thing anymore, so that is great. One thing I did wonder, though, sorry, the dog loves to chew water bottles. So when I was on a flight last year, it was me at the window, then a lady in the middle, and then a really, really heavy guy on the aisle seat. And, I was pretty heavy at that point, too, but he was, really, really big guy, and people were being actively incredibly rude to him, making faces and whispering and kind of sniggering at him, and the lady next to me kept saying, he smells, he stinks. That is just revolting. And he was trying to kind of engage people in conversation, and I think trying to almost humanize himself, like he was a dad, he was looking forward to getting back to his kids. And, I chatted with him a little and tried to be nice, but I felt like he didn't really want to talk to me as much. I don't know if it was because I was also fat. But the lady next to me was just being so cruel. And I didn't say anything. I tried to engage her, kind of distract her, so she was reading a book, and so I talked to her for most of the flight. And he had said, oh, can I keep the armrest up? And she was like, absolutely not. So I've always kind of felt ashamed of myself that I never said anything, that I never said, you know, to this, I was nice to this woman. I didn't say anything to kind of stand up for this guy. And I wonder if, I don't know, I read a lot about, you know, fat activism and fat advocacy, and I just wonder if, I thought to myself when I was there, I was like, if I was skinny, I would have handled this totally different. Having been fat and then become skinny, I would have been like, oh, would you like me to switch places with you? I'll happily sit next to him. Or I would have said something to her. Or I just wonder if we can in some ways become better advocates for overweight people when we're no longer overweight. At least for me, it was because I was afraid of being bullied or made fun of, because you can so easily become the victim of that. And I have been the victim of that when, you know, when I'm the fatter person who someone feels like is taking up their space in the plane seat. So that just really troubled me a while back, and I just wonder how, because I think fat shaming is really pervasive and is horrible. There was actually an article on NPR a week or two ago, that said, you know, actually shaming fat people actually makes them gain more weight because it hurts their self-esteem. It's, you know, people think, oh, it's for their own good. I'm going to make them feel bad. I'm going to shame them. And that really it does the opposite. And, you know, how dare people, frankly. But I guess I just hope that if that situation was presented to me again, even now, I would handle it differently. I don't know if you guys have experienced that yourselves or with other people, but that was just my thought for the week. So, yeah, hope you guys are all doing great, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.